YouTube.
What's going on, man?
And welcome back to the channel. Now today what we're going to be talking about is the top 5 things that I wish I knew before I bought a project car. Now if you're new to the channel, I am quite the enthusiast of buying cars that need way too much work. It's been a problem that I've had ever since I got into cars when I was really young, and I love it so much and it's a great hobby to have, but I've definitely learned a lot of lessons along the way. So this is kind of me passing down any sort of wisdom that I can, get out to the people so that you don't have to go through the hardships that I had to go through for a lot of things. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to subscribe for more if you're looking for more car content just like this. On top of that, I also stream on Twitch weekly if you want to check me out there as well. All of that will be linked down in the description. But with that being said, let's get back to it. First piece of advice that I want to give for things that I wish I knew before I had a project car is the fact that patience saves pockets. Now you need to write that down somewhere because that works in all aspects of life. When you have patience and you're willing to wait for certain parts, it's more likely that you're able to find and source them used rather than having to buy them brand new. Because the last thing that you want to do, especially when you're getting into a project car, is you want to go to the dealership, bend over, and have them spank you with all the money that you need to give them. It's going to be so much money, and it's going to be so expensive for you to just get the parts, then you haven't even touched the car just yet. So if you're trying to save money on doing a project car, the one thing is you have to learn patience. And you're going to have a lot of nights where you're going to be sleeping in deep sleep and all you can think about is the car, right? It's going to be this huge ordeal that you're going to have to deal with, right? It's an addition to your life. Now there's going to be a lot of excitement behind that, but at the same time there's going to be a lot of waiting. So you have to be comfortable with waiting to fix your car, especially if we want to take a serious project car that's been in an accident or has a blown engine or something like that. You definitely want to have like another daily driver on the side so you can make sure that you can have that all situated in case your project car lets you down, which is very likely that's going to go into. And speaking of that, that's going to be my second thing. The second thing that I have on this list is the fact that this car may let you down. And that's just a part of the game. I mean, that you're really just rolling the dice whenever you get any sort of project car. Even if it looks like it's in really good condition and it's been, kept by an enthusiast, things are going to break and things are going to happen. And when it happens, it's easy to get really frustrated and feel like you can't keep going anymore with the project cars. I've had so many times where I've sat and I looked at a car and I actually despise it. Something that just gets triggered in me. I mean, I'm pretty short attention span, I would say, for cars, and if I have a car that's letting me down, I gotta let it go. I'll fix it and I'll make it right, but I just gotta cut ties with it and I gotta move on to the next thing, because you can start eating out of your pockets and your well-being too. If you're driving a car all the time and you're always worried that it's gonna break down and leave you on the side of the road, I mean, even just a quick trip to the grocery store could feel like a huge ordeal for you all of a sudden. And with that being said too, number 3, something that is going to be really evident, especially when you start getting into project cars, is you have to have zero expectations of the result. Because it's easy for you to get caught up with things in your head rather than what it actually is going to be in reality. And another thing too that's going to go with that is really where your budget's at. Where's your budget? Like, how much are you looking to spend? Are you looking to flip this car? I mean, some people, they do the project cars to fix them and flip them. So it could be like something boring like a Toyota Camry, but with a high resale value, there's a lot of potential to make money there. So, there's people that do that. There's some people that do part outs, but if you want this to be a show car, you have to be ready to spend the money to make it look right, especially with an enthusiast car just like that. And the 5th and final thing that I want to end this video off on for the 5 things that I wish I knew before I got a project car is the fact that you need to have fun. I think a lot of people get so caught up in the idea of the project car, and just know it's gonna be frustrating. When you're rebuilding a car, it's not easy. It's a tall task for anybody, no matter the magnitude of the damage that you're looking to reverse, right? I don't know if you're gonna be doing engine swaps, turbos, whatever, but any magnitude of putting a car back together takes a lot of work, and you have to be very determined and motivated to do it. So if you get that far, hats off to you. But at the same time, you can get so caught up and stressed out about the car that you lose sight of having fun enjoying the journey, right? If you are so worried about the conclusion or the outcome of what it's going to look like in the end, you never really get to sit back and enjoy where you're at in the moment. As funny as it sounds, it's more exciting to have a car that's not finished rather than a car that's finished. Because when you have a car that you feel like is finished, you start to lose the interest. The interest is actually in the act of making it something of your own. And that's why people are car enthusiasts in general. I mean, that's the biggest reason why people get into this stuff, is because it's almost like it becomes like an extension of yourself. You kind of invest all this time and this money and this effort into something that is not actually real or living, but in your eyes, it feels like a living being, if that makes any sense. Who knows? Maybe I'm just the crazy person here. But anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Then just dismantle the engine.